Are you dreaming of changing your life? I will show you you're just one step away from where everything starts. I strongly believe anyone can do it, but above everything else, just don't rush in. All life-changing decisions take time. Let's start by saying some hard work and careful planning is the foundation for a project like this. This cabin has not always been like this, and it will probably change again in the future, but I'm actually enjoying the journey. But let's start from the beginning. I searched for cabins for about 4 years while living in the city, and in the meantime me and my husband would save and plan. If we wanted to have a feel of what living in the mountains meant, we would go for hikes and exploration to search for forgotten properties and so on. Not everything that's on the market is actually online. Often you need to reach out directly to the communities and to people who live and work here just to get the pulse of the actual situation and the prices. Our first winter here was pure survival. We would work our normal jobs till Friday evening, wake up at dawn on Saturday, drive 2 hours to reach the cabin. We would work all Saturday, sleep in front of the fire just to avoid freezing, and then work all Sunday. And then at 5 p.m. we would collect our things and drive 2 hours back to town. It was like exhausting. When April finally came and the snow melted, we were able to manage to get the new pellet stove in, and that was a game changer. I'm saying all of this to point out it's not something that happens overnight, and it's not easy unless you are like really rich and can get everything done by somebody else before even having to spend one night in a place like this. When you think about buying a place like this, you must understand that they did not just hand us the key of a nice and finished house, but they just gave us something that was completely different, that needed to be fixed, changed, and improved. It was cold, it was damp, it was a disaster. What I mean is that it takes a lot of effort and imagination to see what you can get out of a raw package. But anything can turn out beautifully if you invest time and some money in it. But truly, money is the last issue to consider. Here we are talking effort, hard work, and all your free time. And often the time of some good friends as well. It is really about expectation and commitment. In a little bit I will take you inside for a walk back in time. I filmed the house after a few days we signed the contract, so we're gonna have a look at how things were back in those days. As you may notice in the video, this wall here, specifically this triangle here, did not exist before. There was a fence that would go downstairs because right after this corner, there's a dog there checking on me. What are you doing? I'm not doing anything crazy. Whoa, there's a door here. Okay, so if you open this door, let's get some light. There you go. These are the stairs that go down to the basement. And when you walk these very steep stairs, super slippery, where you get to? Where the magic happens. There. These are the tanks. That's the new tiny stove that just warms up this zone. And if we turn around, there are all our tools, the things that we use, where we work. It's just small but functional. This video, the old one, was filmed in January 2018, and that was our year of really hard lessons. November of 2018, a devastating storm hit these regions and we end up isolated from the world, but it affected all of northern Italy. It was called Storm Vaia. There was no light, no water, no road for most of the mountain's inhabitants, and it really tested our project. After the storm, we bought this monster here. This is life-saving. Today, this generator always stays on standby, and it's our back plan when electricity gets cut out. And that can happen especially in winter if there's like big snowstorms or if some fallen tree hits the power line. You always have to have a back plan if you want to live in a place or a cabin like this one that's completely out of reach. But let's go to the point and let's talk money. There are hundreds of properties around the mountain areas of the Alps, and many of them are far away from most populated areas. Often the roads to reach them are not well maintained, and the houses as well, and that makes them pretty cheap to buy. We're talking between 25 to 50,000 euros as your first investment. On top of that, you should need to work out how to bring materials to the house, especially in bad weather or like snow season. And that means buying or owning something like a 4x4 or an ATV that will grant you some freedom of movement. So when we bought this house, the only thing that reached it was like electricity. There was no heating, no water, and not a proper road. And after securing the house, an ATV was what we've invested our money in. We tried to live frugally and invest all the extra money to buy materials for renovation. We remade the balcony 2 years ago, and this summer we started the isolation of the walls. We repainted the shades, and this coming summer we're gonna install new windows. The point here is doing things in a logical sequence, but carefully planning only one major expense a year. Last year was the door. This year will be the windows. Everything else we get done is usually not so substantial and can be carried out completely by us. That saves us a lot of money and allows us to do like all the works without a fixed schedule. Sometimes to get best bargain of materials you need to be like patient and don't start randomly any kind of work you feel like doing. Instead, you should like plan ahead and start looking for supplies months before the project is supposedly starting. That is like the easiest way to go cheap on the things you need without losing on quality. I have a list of things to do for the house that runs for like 2 pages, and it's the same list since the beginning. I keep like crossing one line on the top and add another one at the bottom, and they're all there, and they are there for us to see and plan accordingly. And planning is absolutely fundamental. You cannot go, okay, I'll do this today and just start. Well, you could, but you end up wasting like tons of money, and your nervous system will be fried after like 48 hours. So I wouldn't suggest it. And another trick for us is always do something from that list, even like smallest thing. For example, last summer we painted the blinds. We did them in the spare time between other bigger projects we were tackling, like one piece at a time. So the paint would dry and we'll go and resume another job. If you have any question, please drop a comment below and I will try to answer as best as I can. To choose this kind of life requires a lot of flexibility. The house will often be messy and full of sawdust and mud, and if you're scared of being too disconnected from the world, well, the World Wide Web and Internet, they both reach even this secluded forest, so it's really up to you to decide what to do with your free time if you choose this kind of life. I really hope I gave you like the basic ideas of what it takes to get a place like this, and I strongly believe it's really all about what one desires. But I want to be absolutely clear, it's not for everyone. Stay in the middle of nowhere with silence surrounding you, you end up facing your true self with all your flaws, your hurts, your worries, and you have a lot of time to think. So you might feel lonely or disconnected or secluded, but it's really about perspective and what your pursuit in life is. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, take care. Ciao.